We just returned from our very first Fire and Sunset Soiree cruise on Virgin Voyages. Hello, this is Beverly, your friendly neighborhood travel advisor. We went on this cruise because we'd never been on a Virgin Voyages cruise before, and I wanted to be able to give the best travel advice to my clients by actually doing it myself. I personally went on our Carnival cruise 15 years ago. I wasn't that impressed, so I was very optimistic about this cruise. Starting from our arrival to the terminal, everything was organized and swift. We moved quickly through the lines and were constantly greeted with smiles and excitement from the staff. Once on board, I noticed that everything was clean and tastefully decorated. We did get lost looking for our room, so I would recommend knowing which side of the ship your room is in before boarding. Otherwise, you will be walking in circles just like we did. When we booked our cruise, we initially got the ocean view room, but we got offered the chance to bid for an upgrade. We were super glad we did, because all we did was bid $200 and we got accepted to an upgrade to a balcony. The room was very spacious, but Virgin has these weird setups where the bed turns into a couch. We weren't able to get this done. Since our bed was a double, it had the fitted sheet around both of the twin mattresses, making the couch configuration very difficult, so we just didn't have a couch. Even so, the room was modern and chic, with a tablet controlling many of the room's features, such as mood lighting, the curtains, the AC, and the TV. The ship has a floor dedicated to just food. There are small eateries around the ship where you walk up and just grab something, such as the social club, where you can get popcorn and hot dogs and milkshakes. You can also just sit at a table, and the waiters will take your order. The galley was by far the most popular place to get food, because that's where the burgers are. And so there was always a line, especially during lunch or dinner time. I would consider the food in the galley as mid-tier, not bad, but not great. The dockhouse had the most delicious Mediterranean-inspired appetizers. We ordered the shrimp multiple times. There's also a restaurant where you can get a personalized pizza. For great food, you need to go to the specialty restaurants. The specialty restaurants were located on different floors of the ship. They were all Michelin-level restaurants, and we were always surprised by how delicious everything was. The only problem was that our base fare, we weren't able to make restaurant reservations through the app until 15 days before the cruise, and by then all the restaurants had been booked up. Because of not having reservations, we had to be put on waiting lists to get into the restaurants. You would be notified in the app when you were ready to have a table, but a majority of the evenings we were on multiple waiting lists and we were never called. So I highly recommend paying for the standard fare in order to get a chance to make dinner reservations in advance, at least 45 days. So if you're worried about which restaurant to pick, don't, because all of them are delicious. We did order room service, but you have to order at least $10 worth of food and then it's free. I wasn't impressed by the breakfast options, but the coffee was good. Regarding the drinks, sodas, basic coffee, and teas are free. There is a cost if you want specialty drinks like lattes or pressed juice, but we found the regular drip coffee was very good. On Virgin Voyages, there are no alcohol packages. You have to purchase what is called a bar tab. And you have to do that before you go on the cruise. So you just pay per drink using your wristband. I recommend the bar tab because they always give you free money when you do. So it's like free drinks on Virgin. An example is if you get the $200 bar tab, you get $50, and if you purchase the $500 bar tab, you get $100. We purchased the $200 bar tab on our cruise, and I'll just say that we went over our allotted amount. If this happens, you just keep tapping with your wristband, and you get billed after the cruise to your credit card on file. Also note that the bar tab is non-refundable, so you have to use it up before you leave. Many people buy drinks for other people on the last day of the cruise just to use up their bar tab. There are two main pool areas on the ship. One is the main pool where Scarlet Night happens. It's not very deep and is mostly for dipping your legs in. The other pool is deeper, but it's round with many seats in it, kind of like a giant hot tub, but not a hot tub. There were hot tubs around that pool for people to enjoy too. My husband and I liked waking up early and playing in the pool before everyone else got there. Entertainment was top-notch. We saw acrobats and dancers. We went to a comedy show where the comedians were hilarious. We also played bingo. FYI, they will offer you multiple bingo sheets for a discounted price, but in reality, you can have fun with just one sheet. Casino looked fun, but we didn't get a chance to play. The arcade is full of retro games and is completely free to play. There was a trio playing Latin music in one area of the ship and a folk guitarist in another. There was even a 90s dance party and group karaoke. There were also lots of board games everywhere, painting classes, trivia, and even a couple of shuffleboards to play with. There was always something to do on schedule. We were there for relaxation though, so we didn't have to attend very many things. Because Virgin Voyages has smaller ships, it wasn't that hard to find quiet areas to sit. In these areas, you can people watch, have afternoon tea, eat a delicious snack, or just hang out with your friends. So, what's my overall impression of Virgin Voyages? We loved this cruise. We loved that the cruise was as laid back or as exciting as you want it to be. We loved our balcony cabin and spent a lot of time just watching the ocean on our hammock. There was a diverse crowd on board and everyone was super friendly. There aren't any water slides or roller coasters, but because there weren't any kids on the ship, the vibe was very different. It was more sophisticated and adult-focused. There were many groups on board, like bachelorette parties and large families and friend groups, all with giant smiles on their faces. It made me want to invite my friends to enjoy the atmosphere with us. Actually, we loved it so much that we already pre-booked our next cruise. All you have to do is pay a $150 deposit for a future cruise, and you get all sorts of discounts on your next cruise. So now I'm trying to convince my friends and families to go on a cruise with us on Virgin Voyages too. So if this sounds like your type of vacation, I'd love to help you plan it. I help match you with the right cruise and itinerary. Send me a message or check the links in my bio to start planning your own cruise today. Stick with me, because together, we're going places.